Good morning. It is Wednesday, July the 6th of 2022. And I wanted to share just one of the things that's unfolding in my life to show you the process of how the mysterious, the unseen, the broader wisdom can add just one piece at a time through many different directions to help bring something together in my life. A few weeks ago, I was speaking to a group and I wanted to do something other than the traditional outline for my notes. And I wanted to honor the fact that what I was talking about didn't feel that linear. It didn't feel that dot dash, but felt more interconnected. So I decided, okay, I'll just sit down and I'll do a drawing and see what comes out of that and see what framework my sharing wants to take. And I ended up drawing a very simple flower. I was using my water glasses that aren't exactly round, and so it was kind of this interesting looking flower with a center and about 6 petals on it. And yet those petals gave me the space to put just a few notes, a few key concepts that I wanted to use as I spoke, and that would keep me flowing in a certain direction as I went through my talk. And it worked beautifully. I could glance over at it, and just the fact that it was a flower made me smile, and I would pick up a word or two, and that would prime me to keep on going on through my talk. As many of you know, I'm in the process of trying to find a way of communicating the gifts I have to offer in the world in a way that helps to bring tangible expression and tangible points of connection with people that I sense are already real in the ethers, but need a little bit more visual, a little bit more concrete basis, so that you know if what I have to offer resonates with your path and can see where we might work together for a time to fill out some aspect of your life, of your deeper connections. So I decided that I would do kind of the same process of drawing a flower with that. And this is what I came up with. Now, yeah, it's backward. At least it's backward now. Now, it may not be when you're looking at it, so I'm not quite sure how the technology works, but I'll just leave that up there for just a couple minutes. This is still a work in progress. But you can see I've got a center point, I've got one set of petals, and then an outer set of petals. And it just feels like it begins to talk about all the multifacets of who we are as human beings, and all that might create as it unfolds. Now, I'm going to keep on working on this for another week, and then probably put it up as a blog on my website so that you can see it in its finished form. So those two pieces came together. Then I was part of my shamanic drumming group, and on a journey, I was given the message of, okay, begin with a pattern of the seed of life and add the Fibonacci spiral to it, the golden mean, the drawing of the golden mean. And so I worked on that. I, found a YouTube video that would show me how to do that. And I came up with this very simple drawing of the seed of life is right here. And then that golden mean spiral that reflects so much of what happens in nature. So something about this very ancient sacred geometry shape and this map, which has the symbolic background of speaking about creation, how creation unfolded, and then this spiral that describes how things are expressed in the natural world. And yet I knew that this wasn't the picture that I had had during my journey, because in that there had been a sense of multi-dimensions, that these spirals were somehow, many of them, and they were coming up out of different parts of this other original shape. And they were showing that this isn't just on this dimension, but in connecting us with the unseen world, connecting us with our deepest subconscious, the lower world in shamanic conversation. So I knew that I wasn't done yet. Then a friend emailed me about a dream that she had had, and how gradually this sphere became clearer and clearer, and all of a sudden it was the flower of life. Now, the flower of life is the next extension out from that seed of life. It adds more and more circles to it, and it gets more complex, and it kind of reflects maybe more the web of life. So I started looking at that. Okay, how does that fit in? Had text conversations with another friend who has done a lot of artwork, and just asked, have you seen these two forms going together? And can you imagine how that works? And we've had a wonderful time sending images back and forth. Her from her walks along this meandering trail next to a river in and out of sunlight and shadow, and me coming up with the ways in which droplets of water falling from my fingers and my hands as I'm swimming in the pool make these intricate circular patterns on the bottom of the pool that are converging and spreading and doing all this wonderful dance. And then I had another conversation in which we just really talked about, okay, how do you communicate multidimensionality? How do you get this to be 3 dimensions at least, if not hinting at the fact that there's something timeless? And what keeps on moving through is this infinite possibilities, limitless ways of considering things. And that being such an invitation to a different way of perceiving life. We've been thinking about things in such a linear way. And also duality. It's this or it's that. Straight lines, divisions, all of that. Here is this invitation of flowers and spirals that are going to say, okay, look at this in an entirely different way. So as I'm in my kind of prayer, meditation, sending light mode this morning, the thing dropped in, this idea dropped in that here we are, each of us is this amazing circle, just beautiful circle, full, whole, complete, just as we are. And we have all of these overlaps in our lives with other people, with other creatures, with the environment that we live in. And in those places of overlap, there is the chance of something new being created. And it's like the colors blending if you were to color in the petal patterns in the flower of life. And so we can each just be fully and completely who we are and offer that to this bigger, more complex interaction of life. And so I'm working with now the thought of, okay, what if the seed of life is kind of a beginning sense of being within the being of humanity, of all humankind. And the flower of life is that feeling of being one circle within this massive, complex, gorgeous web of life. So that's been my process. In the next few days, I'll probably put up a few pictures of things that I've done on my website. And I kind of invite you to go and see these images on other websites of the Fibonacci spiral or the golden mean, the seed of life, and the flower of life. and see what comes to you. And in the days ahead, I hope that we will find where our circles overlap and interconnect. I would love to work with you. I'd love to be in that vibrant interaction of sharing insights and sharing this pathway of discovering new ways of being in this amazing reality that has limitless possibilities. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.